Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. We are reading from 17th chapter of the Gita, from text 3rd. Sattvanupa Sarvasva Siddha Bhavati Bharata. Siddha Mayo Ayam Purusha. Jo Jat Siddha Sha Eva Sha. Shatta Anurupa. According to the existence, Sarvasva of everyone. Siddha, faith, Bhavati becomes Bharata. O son of Bharat, Shraddha, faith, Maya, full of Ayam, this Purusha, living entity, Ya, who, Yat, having which, Shraddha, faith, Sa, thus, ever certainly, Sa, he. O son of Bharat, according to one's existence under the various modes of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of a particular faith according to the modes he has acquired. Everyone has a particular type of faith, regardless of what he is. But his faith is considered good, passionate, or ignorant according to the nature he has acquired. Thus, according to his particular type of faith, one associates with certain person. Naturally, like those who are in modern passion, they naturally make friendship with another passionate person. Now, the real fact is that every living being, as is stated in the 15th chapter, is originally a fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, one is originally transcendental to all modes of nature, material nature. But when one forgets his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and comes into the contact with the material nature in conditional life, he generates his own position by associating with the different varieties of material nature. The resultant artificial of faith and existence are only material. Although one may be conducted by some impression or some conception of life, originally he is nirguna or transcendental. Therefore, one has to become cleansed of the material contamination that he has acquired in order to regain his relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is the only path back without fear. That is the only path back without fear. Krishna consciousness. If one is situated in Krishna consciousness, then the path is guaranteed for his elevation to the perfectional stage. If one does not take to this path of self-realization, then he is surely to be conducted by the influence of the modes of nature. The word Shraddha or faith is very significant in this verse. Shraddha or faith originally comes out of the modes of goodness. One's faith may be in a demigod or some created god or some mental concoction. One's strong faith is supposed to be productive of work of material goodness. But in material conditioned life, no works are completely purified. They are mixed. They're not in pure goodness. Pure goodness is transcendent. In purified goodness, one may understand the real nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As long as one's faith is not completely in purified goodness, if faith is subject to contamination by any of the modes of material nature, the contaminated modes of material nature expand to the heart. Therefore, according to the position of the heart, I'm reading again. Therefore, according to the position of the heart in contact with a particular mode of material nature, one's faith is established. It should be understood that if one's heart is in the mode of goodness, his faith is also in mode of goodness. If his heart is in mode of passion, his faith is also in mode of passion. And if his heart is in a mode of darkness, illusion, his faith is also thus contaminated. That means faith is also in mode of ignorance. Thus, we find different types of faith in this world. And there are different types of religions due to different types of faith. The real principle of religious faith is situated in the mode of pure goodness. But because the heart is tainted, we find different types of religious principles. Thus, according to different types of faith, there are different kinds of worship. Arjuna's question was, they have, if they don't know scripture, but with faith, then Krishna is giving answer. Faith also three types. A person in a mode of ignorance. He said, I want to see everybody happy. That is, I will distribute alcohol freely to everybody. So his faith, my faith, I should distribute alcohol freely to everybody. What is it wrong? I have faith on alcohol. This faith also tainted by modes. Jajanta Shaktika Deva. And due to faith, they worship first, according to faith, they associate, and according to faith, they worship that type of people. Jajanta Shaktika Devan Jaksha Rakshanshi Rajasha Pitan Bhuta Ganangshane Jajante Tamasha Jana. Jajanta worship. Shattika, those who are in the mode of goodness. Devan, demigods. Jaksha, Rakshanshi, demons. Rajasha, those who are in the mode of passion. Pretan, spirits of the dead. The spirits of the dead. Pretan, Bhut. Bhutoganan, ghosts. For both, this was very difficult to give appropriate word. Preth. What is the preth in English? The spirits of the dead. Bhutoganan. Actually, Bhut also like that. The spirits of the dead. So almost similar over the translations. Bhutoganan will cost. So, and one day, others judging to worship. Tamasa in the mode of ignorance. Jana people. Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods. Those in the mode of passion worship the demons. And those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. In this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead describes different kinds of worshippers according to their external activities. According to scriptural injunctions, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipable. But those who are not very conversant with or faithful to the scriptural injunctions worship different objects according to their specific situations in the mode of material nature. Those who are situated in goodness generally worship the demigods. The demigods include Brahma, Shiva, and others, such as Indra, Chandra, and the sun god. There are various demigods. Those in goodness worship a particular demigod for a particular purpose. Similarly, those who are in the mode of passion worship the demons. We recall that during the Second World War, a man in Calcutta worshipped Hitler. Because thanks to that, the war, he had amassed a large amount of wealth by dealing in the black market. So so many Hitler should come, then I can earn money in the black market. So I should worship Hitler. Similarly, those in the modes of passion and ignorance generally select powerful man to God. So this is Acharya. Krishna Arjuna asked, if with faith I worship, I don't need scripture, what is the loss? Prabhupada, on behalf of Krishna, is giving answer. Yes, one person worship Hitler also out of faith. So, what is the use of that type of faith? The thing that anyone can be worshipped as God and that the same result will be obtained. Jatamat tata. Whatever worship will get the same result. Now it is clearly described here that those who are in the mode of passion worship and create such gods, and those who are in the mode of ignorance, in darkness, worship dead spirits. Sometimes people worship in the tomb of some dead man. Sexual service is also considered to be in the mode of darkness. Similarly, in remote village in India, there are worshippers of ghosts. We have seen that in India, the lower class people sometimes go to the forest, and if they have knowledge that a ghost lives in the tree, they worship the tree and offer sacrifices. These different kinds of worship are not actually God worship. God worship is for persons who are transcendentally situated in pure goodness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, Sattam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. When a man is situated in pure goodness, he worships Vasudeva. The purport is that those who are completely purified of the material modes of nature and who are transcendently situated can worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonalists are supposed to be situated in the mode of goodness, and they worship 5 kinds of demigods. They worship the impersonal Vishnu form in the material world, which is known as philosophized Vishnu. Vishnu is the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that the impersonalists, because they do not ultimately believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, imagine that the Vishnu form is just another aspect of impersonal Brahma. Similarly, they imagine that Lord Brahma is the impersonal form of the material mode of passion. Thus, they sometimes describe 5 kinds of gods that are worshipable. But because they think that the actual truth is impersonal Brahma, they dispose of all worshipable objects at the ultimate end. In conclusion, the different qualities of material modes of nature can be purified through association with persons who are transcendental nature, who are of transcendental nature. So, faith is not the important thing. The different of faith. But that faith will be purified in association with devotees. So faith is not important. Important is association with pure devotees. Adu Shraddha Sadhusanga. This Sadhusanga and Shraddha is what is the word? Help each other. So Sadhusanga, Shraddha, faith develop. Through faith, we do Sadhusanga. অশাস্ত্র বিহিতং ঘোরং তপন্ত যে তপোজনা দম্ভ অহংকার সংযুক্তা কাম রাগ বলান্বিতা কর্ষন্ত শরীরস্থং ভূত গ্রামম অচেতস মাং চৈবাত্ম শরীরস্থং তান বিদ্ধি আসুরার নিশ্চয়ান অশাস্ত্র not in the scripture vihitam describe ghoram harmful to others tapanti undergo je those who tapo austerities jana persons damba with pride ahankara and egoism sangyukta engaged kama lust raga and attachment bala by the force of nita impelled karshanto tormenting sharirastham situated within the body bhuto gramam the combination of material elements achetashaha having a misled mentality mam me also eva certainly anta within sharirastham situated in the body tan them vidhi understand ashura nishchaya demons. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances, not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by the lust and attachment, who are foolish, and who torture the material elements of the body, as well as the Supreme dwelling within, are to be known as demons. Ashura Nishchaya. Ashura Nishchaya. There are persons who manufacture modes of austerity and penance, which are not mentioned in the scriptural injunctions. For instance, fasting for some ulterior purpose, such as to promote a purely political end, is not mentioned in the scriptural directions. The scriptures recommend fasting for spiritual advancement, not for some political end or social purpose. Persons who take to such austerities are, according to Bhagavad Gita, certainly demonic. Their acts are against the scriptural injunctions and are not beneficial for the people in general. Actually, they act out of pride, false ego, lust, and attachment for material enjoyment. By such activities, not only is the combination of material elements of which the body is constructed disturbed, but also the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself living within the body. Such unauthorized fasting or austerities for some political end are certainly very disturbing to others. They are not mentioned in the Vedic literature. A demoniac person may think that he can force his enemy or other parties to comply with his desire by this method, but sometimes one dies by such fasting. These acts are not approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it says that those who engage in them are demons. Such demonstrations are insults to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are enacted in disobedience to the Vedic scriptural injunctions. The word Achetasya is significant in this connection. Persons of normal mental condition must obey the scriptural injunction. Those who are not in such a position neglect and disobey the scriptures and manufacture their own way of austerities and penances. One should always remember the ultimate end of the demoniac people as described in the previous chapter. The Lord forces them to take birth in the womb of demoniac persons. Tanaham dishata Quran sangsharishu naradhama. Kipami. I cast. I throw. Consequently, they will live by demoniac principles life after life, without knowing their relationship with the Supreme Personality of God. If, however, such persons are fortunate enough to be guided by a spiritual master who can direct them to the path of the Vedic wisdom, they can get out of this entanglement and ultimately achieve the supreme goal. Faith, three types. And out of faith, this type of austerity also. Faith, Shraddha is not most important, but Guna is most important. Not only that, food also are of three types. Ahara tu api sarvasya trividha bhavati bhava. Yajnas tapas tatha dhanam tasmat tesham vedam imam srinu. So not only faith, there's so many things are of three types. Ahara, eating, two, certainly, of also, sarvasya of everyone, trivida, three kinds. Sattva, Rajuttama, three types of ahara. Bhavati, there is priya, dear. Jagga, sacrifice also three types. Tapa, austerity also three types. Tatha also. Dana, charity. Dana also three types. Tesham of them, Vedam, the difference among these Srinu here is here. Even the food this person prefers is of three kinds, according to the three modes of material nature. The same is true of sacrifices, austerities, and charity. Now, here are the distinctions between them. What are the foods of mode of goodness? What are the foods of mode of passion? What are the foods in mode of ignorance? In terms of different situations in the mode of material nature, there are differences in the manner of eating and performing sacrifices, austerities, and charities. They are not all conducted on the same level. Those who can understand analytically what kind of performances are in what mode of material nature are actually wise. Those who consider all kinds of sacrifices or food or charity to be the same cannot discriminate. They are foolish. There are missionary workers who advocate that One can do whatever he likes and attain perfection. But these foolish guides are not acting according to the direction of the scripture. They are manufacturing ways and misleading the people in general. Now, what are the foods in mode of goodness? Ayushatya valaragya sukha priti vivardhana Rishya snigdha sthira riddha ahara shatyaka priya. Ayu, duration of life. Shatya, existence. Bala, strength. Aragya, health. Sukha, happiness. Priti, and satisfaction. Vivardhana, increasing. Rishya, juicy. Snigdha, fatty. Sthira, enduring. Vidya, pleasing to the heart. Ahara, food. Sattika, to one in goodness. Priya, palatable. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. What are the foods pleasing to people mode of passion? Kotu amlo, lavana, oti ushna, tikshna, rukshna, vidahina, ahara, rajashasha, ahara, rajashasha, ishta, dukha sukha amay pada. Kotu, bitter. Amla, sour. Lavana, salty. Ati ushna, very hot. Tikshna, pungent. Rikshma, dry. Vidahina, burning. Ahara, food. Rajashasya, to one in the mode of passion. Ishta, palatable. Dukkha, distress, shokha, misery, amay, disease, pradha, causing. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in a mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease. Now, foods in a mode of ignorance. Jato jamam gato rasang uti purjushitam chaja uchishtam avichamedham bhajanam tamashapriyam. Jato jamam, food cooked 3 hours before being eaten. Gato rasam, tasteless, no ras, dry. Puti, bad smelling. Purjushitam, decomposed. Cha also. Yet that which uchishtam, remnants of food eaten by others. Uchishtam, juta. Of also. Cha and amedam, untouchable. Bhojanam, eating. Tamasa, one in the mode of darkness. Priyam, dear. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. Food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. Purpose. The purpose of food is to increase the duration of life, purify the mind, and aid bodily strength. This is its only purpose. In the past, great authorities selected those foods that best aid health and increase life duration such as milk products, sugar, rice, wheat, fruits, and vegetables. These foods are very dear to those in the mode of goodness. Some other foods, such as baked corn and molasses, while not very palatable in themselves, can be made pleasant when mixed with milk or other foods. They are then in the mode of goodness. All these foods are pure by nature. They're quite distinct from untouchable things like meat and liquor. Fatty foods, as mentioned in the 8th verse, have no connection with animal fat obtained by slaughterhouse. Animal fat is available in the form of milk, which is most wonderful of all foods. Milk, butter, cheese, and similar products give animal fat in a form which rules out any need for the killing of innocent creatures. It is only through brute mentality that this killing goes on. The civilized method of obtaining needed fat is by milk. Slaughter is the way of Shubhamans. Slaughter is the way of Shubhamans. Protein is amply available through split. Protein is amply available through split peas, dal, whole wheat, etc. Foods in the mode of passion, which are bitter, too salty, or too hot, or overly mixed with red pepper, cause misery by reducing the mucus in the stomach, leading to disease. Foods in the mode of ignorance or darkness are essentially those that are not fresh. Any food cooked more than 3 hours before it is eaten is considered to be in the mode of darkness. Because they are decomposing, such foods give a bad odor, which often attracts people in this mode, but repulses those in the mode of goodness. Remnants of food may be eaten only when they are part of a meal that was first offered to the Supreme Lord or first eaten by saintly persons, especially the spiritual master. Otherwise, the remnants of food are considered to be in the mode of darkness. And they increase infection or disease. Such foodstuffs, all the very palatable to persons in the mode of darkness, are neither liked nor even touched by those in the mode of goodness. The best food is the remnants of what is offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord says that He accepts preparation of vegetables, flour, and milk when offered with devotion. Patram, pushpam, phalam, tuyam. Of course, devotion and love are the chief things which the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts. But it is also mentioned that the prasadam should be prepared in a particular way. Any food prepared by the injunctions of the scriptures and offered to the Supreme Personal of Godhead can be taken even if prepared long, long ago, because such food is transcendental. Therefore, to make food antiseptic, eatable, and palatable for all persons, one should offer food to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Crude example is prasad. Jagannath Puri is prasad. 1 month, 2 months, in 1 year also you can eat. Outside people can imagine how they can eat this type of long cooked food. Prabhupada told, like, you afford, it will be transcendental, palatable. Hare Prabhupada teacher, Bhagavad Gita, Gautam.